I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. Bit of a different instant match reaction this week. I'm actually doing it from my car because I've been in the ground for a bit of a while with the protests and stuff, but there's a few videos that'll be going out on that. So I'm literally just doing it like this because I've got to go to work and I can't be bothered going home and editing stuff together. So 2-1 victory for the Blues. Nice to see Everton winning a home game at last. Obviously took the lead through a really nice Tom Cleverley goal. Conceded then a pretty poor equaliser, and obviously Leighton Baines scored the winning goal. Nice to see Nias get the start. Let's be honest, he looked pretty poor. But to be fair to him, he did show the odd little glimpse of something, and you know, he was miles off fitness and miles off sharpness. So he showed, once he got into the game, he showed a few little things. So I'm not completely writing the lad off. I wouldn't dare do that. And maybe with a full pre-season under his belt, we might see a little bit more. But he looked lost at times. I think he should have played 4-4-2 and played Rom up with him. I think that would have really helped the lad settle in a little bit more. But anyway, he wasn't absolutely terrible. And I was glad that he grew into the game rather than, you know, just being terrible all the way through it. If that's in any kind of compliment, I don't know if it is. Pennington started centre-back. I thought he was pretty good, pretty solid to play, you know, his first game centre-back for the club. I thought he did really, really well. Obviously, Bessett started at right-back and then was pulled off at half-time, which, not an injury. Big Dunk told me that himself outside. He said he was just hooked. So Tony Ibbott come in, and Tony, to be fair to Tony, you know, I don't really want him to be playing because I want to see youth being given a chance at this stage. But fair play to him. Do you know what? He did really, really well. And he showed the kind of heart and the kind of leadership and just the kind of defensive awareness that we haven't had this season. So fair play to Tony. He did really well. Fair play. I can't say anything else, can I? As I say, 3 points. It was an end of season testimonial kind of game. They didn't offer much. They tried to keep the ball nice, and you know, we tried to do the same. Players just didn't, you know, not really much happened. Ross Barkley had a few chances. He over elaborated again. You know, John Stones, I thought did quite well today. I thought he looked all right, but let's be honest, it was just one of those games, wasn't it? There wasn't much to really do or anything. It was just an end of season fair, which is sad on its own that we've got to this stage and there's nothing really happening. As I say, you know, I made up to see Leighton Baines score because obviously, you know, the stuff he's been linked with recently. I say linked, you know, the having to apologise and all that kind of nonsense. So from that point of view, can't really argue. It was a bit of a crap game, wasn't it? The atmosphere was rubbish. I think it was weird. It was a weird atmosphere in the game because I think a lot of people wanted to there to be kick-offs and stuff during the game, but I think the protest had already been agreed. That was going to be the end of the game, so they didn't want, you know, and there'll be differences of opinions about that. I mean, mine is, if you do it during the game, then that leaves you open to people having a go at you for doing it during the game. So, you know, and unsettling the players. So I think the fans did it at the right time. And obviously before the game we had the Hillsborough tribute, which I thought was absolutely fantastic and was managed really, really well by the club and by the fans and everything. So I think that was really, really nice. Really, really nice touch by the club and by those involved. And it was lovely to see the families out there. It really was. It was fantastic. The protest after the game, again, a bit weird. People were like, what's happening? Listen, loads got off. I don't know whether, you know, they're not interested or it's just not their thing. I'm not here to criticise. I'm not here to say anything. The lads who did stay behind, absolutely magnificent. You know, they stayed. They got the banners out. They just it was quiet. It was friendly. Songs broke out. There was nothing over the top. Nothing too horrible. You know, the waiter they're probably still in there now. I had to get off. Got to go to work. It was interesting, yeah. Kevin Morales came out and gave them all a big clap because they all started singing his name. That's him finished. Mashiri came out and he was walking out and he stopped, turned round and had a really good look. He didn't just like glance, he stopped and he had a look and took it all in. So, and then Roberto Martinez came out and the fans just booed him and stuff, and they give him a little quick exit out the back door. So he understands what's going on. Mashiri understands what's going on. I'm sure Bill Kenwright understands what's going on. And listen, whether you're into protest or you're not, the lads involved took the time and took the effort to do what they wanted to do. At the end of the day, that's their right. If you don't agree with it, fine. That's fine. I don't agree with everything everyone does, but you know what I mean. Don't give people a grief for it. And if anyone says, "Oh, they don't represent me," well, no one's saying they do represent you. They're just representing themselves as Everton fans. So, for that, I applaud them. Do you know what I mean? I really do. They want to see the club strive to do better, and that's their way of doing it. So, at the end of the day, that's up to them. And as I say, it never got out of hand. There was never any grief. The stewards were fantastic. The police were fantastic. They just let people get on with it. The club did try and drown the fans out with what I would say was it was an excellent selection of music. So fair play to whoever picked the music, because it was quite good. But it was on there was level 10, level 11, and then level 14 North Korea level. So, it was very, very loud. I just thought that was pathetic, to be honest, trying to drown fans. There's no one else in the ground. So what are they trying to do? It's like I was expecting the water hose to come out, but everyone was good natured. The stewards were sound. It wasn't an issue at all. As I say, it never got abusive from the fans either. It was just, we want Martinez out or whatever. So fair play for everyone for doing that. Fair play for them all for staying behind. Listen, Everton got 3 points, so I'm happy about that as well. And I'd rather it was today than the last game of the season it might happen last game of the season, but listen, it's been done now. Fans have had the say, and we'll see where it goes. It's hard to find anyone who still wants Roberto Martinez at the club, so we'll see what happens. That's up to those lads. Don't forget, me and Baz will be looking at this game from what we can on the final word next week at some point, because obviously the bank holiday, so whatever. So don't forget, keep subscribing. We're nearly at 9,000, which is amazing, so thanks for that. Keep watching, keep talking to us on Twitter and all the rest of it, and see you soon on Toffee TV.